Stepping off the plane, it's so easy to breathe again. Life in the big city has finally took its toll. And it's been so long, but I'm finally home and what better place to rest my weary bones than on this beautiful island where there's so much to see. Every corner I turn, there's something there to remind me of my beautiful nation and what it means to me. Not a thing out of place, that's what's special about it. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's the sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight, just the beginning of our lives. Sweet Grenada, this is home, yes. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight, just the beginning of our lives. Sweet Grenada, this is home, home, home. Sweet Grenada, yeah, this is home.
Alrighty. Grenada, Trinidad, PD, Martinique, Carriacou, the whole world. Welcome to another Mikey Live program. I am your host, Mikey Hutchinson. People, we have a real thing to tell you about. As always, man, you hear things on this program that you hear nowhere else. We do not have a horse in the race. We go out there, we get the news, we bring it back for you. All right, folks. So, real thing in Olelili Lolo tonight. I hope all you're good. We are at the middle of the week. I hope you're proud of what you have accomplished for the first few days, and of course for what's to come. I hope that you're on target to achieving your goals set out for the end of this week. We want to say welcome to those of you who are on Facebook. It is our pleasure, and of course invite you at this point to share the program. You see, when you share the program, that's how other people get to know that we are here and that we are live with a business as well. We'd like to say hello to the folks who are currently viewing on YouTube. We welcome you as well, though the interaction is just a little bit less on YouTube, but we appreciate your comments all the time. And of course, as usual, the folks who are viewing via WPG10, we'd like to say thank you for so doing. And of course, we always appreciate you being here on the program. All right, guys? Yes, I. So we're in the business, and of course, we're ready to rumble. So let's tell you what's making the headlines tonight now. What you find? Oh God, you text me on the program. Let's see what's making the headlines for tonight, all right? ICAS comes to an end after 6 years in Grenada. We'll tell you what that is. And as well, promoter accused of issuing check with insufficient funds, if you know what that means. Bounce check. As the story gets more and more interesting. As well, Caribbean governments and US working on joint action towards security. Another missing teen, we'll tell you about her. And unidentified male found dead with multiple gunshot wounds to the head, and that's in St. Lucia. All right, we'll tell you about that and other few things that we want to tell you about on tonight's program. All right, and Andre Fletcher will be playing once more. He's retained for the St. Lucia Stars in the Caribbean Premier League. We're talking about cricket, all right, the CPL. So we're going to talk about that and more. We want to remind you that the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and the Colombian Emirates International and WPG10. When we come back, it's real news all here in Oli Lili Lolo. So stay tuned and make sure, if you have not yet done so, share the business.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Grenada is the place to be June 7th to 9th for the Grenada Music Festival 2019, featuring the legendary Freddie Jackson, the talented Carrie Hilson, Eddie Bullen from Canada, Busy Signal, Maxi Priest, Kimani Marley, Patrice Roberts, Hedison John, Blacks and the All-Stars, Westways, and more. 3 nights of amazing music and great food. GMF 2019, June 7th to 9th, Quarantine Park, Grenada. Tickets available online at gotofet.com. Book your flights today.
We all look forward to our retirement, enjoying our golden years with family, friends, and loved ones. The best way to secure an income during retirement is through investments, savings, and an NIS pension. Thanks to improvements in healthcare, Grenadians are living longer, healthier lives. These years also need to be covered by a pension to guarantee a comfortable life. Today you contribute 9% and retire at age 60, but as benefit expenses continue to rise and with longer lifespans, the NIS won't be able to provide pensions and other social security benefits at this rate. To continue providing benefits, the NIS will need to increase the contribution rate from 9% to 11%, a 2% overall increase shared between you and your employer. The retirement age will gradually increase from 60 to 65 over an extended period. Let's put this into perspective. If you earn $1,500 today, your contribution is $60 and your employer pays $75. With a 2% increase shared between you and your employer, you'll now pay $75 and your employer will pay $90. That's only a $15 increase. These are the types of social security changes being made worldwide. In fact, Grenada has one of the lowest pension age and contribution rate in the region. With these small changes, you'll be able to continue enjoying all social security benefits and retire between age 60 and 65 with the guarantee of a pension from the NIS. If these adjustments aren't made now, then by 2035, the NIS will need to increase your contribution rate to 22.5%. So, what can you do? Support the incremental changes and continue with the solidarity of the Grenadian people. A little change today for a convenient, happy future.
This season, experience all the sports you love. Whether on a large screen or a mobile device, you've got the best seat in the house. Share the moment with you and your family from wherever you are with the latest products from Quartz. Get it now with Ready Finance. Don't miss a moment of the action. It's Sports Mania at Quartz, bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
All right, so folks, that's it right there, and we want to thank you for joining us. Those of you again who are with us for the first time, folks, it is always our pleasure to be with you. All right, so Olio, let's get into the first thing on our agenda for tonight. The Caribbean Premier League, or the CPL draft, was held, and of course we now have an idea as to who is playing where. All right. Darren Sambi, one-time West Indies cricket captain, will campaign with the St. Lucia Stars once more for the 2019 Caribbean Premier Cricket League tournament. Officially on the basis of the CPL draft, which took place today, it's likely that the St. Lucia Stars will have a rather strong team. Not that we haven't had strong teams before, but it's stronger. Folks, we have our own Grenadian on the team. Grenada's Andre Fletcher. Ought to give him a clap. He has consistently been picked for the St. Lucia Stars team. You understand? And that speaks volumes. You understand? That speaks volumes, people. Now with Darren Sammy, now he's expected to fill the void left by Kieran Pollard, who goes over to the Knight Riders. Now, Sri Lankan pacer Lasith Malinga will be with the St. Lucia Stars as well for a second time. You understand? He just assisted Mumbai Indians in capturing the IPL title. You understand? We also have Fawad Ahmed. He's also going to be there on the St. Lucia Stars. And listen, I'm talking about the St. Lucia Stars because it's closest team to Grenada. Grenada doesn't have a team. We have a player there. You understand? Now, is a top wicket taker for the what team he played with? The Trinbago Knight Riders last year. All right, he will be on the St. Lucia Stars as well, and of course, Malinga will be with the Stars. So we're looking good. We have Pereira again with the St. Lucia Stars. So it's a promising team. You understand? So if all you don't have a team, just know that you have to be supporting the St. Lucia Stars. Why? Because that's the Grenadian team, technically. All right. Olia, the next thing that we have to tell all you about boy Andrea. Soon she will, well, like she's technically gone too, you know. But Andrea couldn't wait, boy. Andrea couldn't wait. From the time people start to talk about June, Andrea said, "Look me." Now, the 2019 Atlantic Hurricane season got off to an early start when the first named storm formed on Monday. You understand? Well, it's a short-lived storm found the southwest of Bermuda. Now, the National Hurricane Center said on Tuesday afternoon that the subtropical storm Andrea had weakened and was expected to dissipate soon. Well, of course, that has come to pass. And Andrea is like, Andrea is now almost an afterthought. Yes? Now, after an Atlantic hurricane season in 2018, they're saying that the 2019 hurricane season will be slightly below average. But those things are just forecasts and predictions, and they are likely to change. All right? We know we had last year 2 devastating storms that affected the United States. All right? The preseason focus from the Colorado State University Tropical Meteorology Project calls for 13 named storms, of which 5 are predicted to strengthen into hurricanes, with 2 becoming major storms that are Category 3 or higher. Now, hurricanes researchers note that sea surface temperatures in the tropical Atlantic are slightly below normal, and the far North Atlantic is anomalously cool. All right, and they're saying that a weaker El Nino may also strengthen this summer into the fall. So we are still looking into seeing what's going to happen for the season, but we had the national NADMA boy in the person of Osling Crosby, and she was on the radio today as NADMA kicks off his campaign for 2019, advising persons to prepare themselves for the 2019 hurricane season, not waiting for the last minute to do things, but to be prepared now. Of course, the season officially starts on June 1st, but like all you see, Andrea and them, they ain't waiting on nobody. Yeah, son. Good. How we looking for time? We have to show all you the Queen contestants and thing just now, so take all the time with me. We have the Queen contestants for 2019 to show all ya. Caribbean governments and the United States have jointly committed to enhancing Caribbean Basin Security Initiative objectives to reduce illicit trafficking, as well as to increase safety and security and prevent youth crime and violence. Now, the commitment was made during their meeting in Washington on the 10th anniversary of the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative. Now, to reduce illicit trafficking, the governments agreed to a 10-point plan, which includes convening a technical working group meeting to combat transactional organized crime and terrorism, to confront money laundering and financial crimes. Now, we have already posted that on our website, so you could check it out. All right, because it's a long, and you know, we doesn't read no storybook on the program. That's my motto. No, somebody say no storybook. Earlier, again, we have another missing teen, and the police boy. They are asking your assistance in locating this young girl. She has gone missing. Her parents are worried. Her guardians are worried. Her family is worried. That's 15-year-old Shamika Shanice Maturin. Only 15 years old, and she's actually from St. Paul, St. George. Now, Shamika was last seen at about 3 p.m. on Monday, 20th May 2019 in the vicinity of the St. Paul's Government School and has failed to return home since. Now, she's about 5 feet 5 inches in height, medium built, and dark in complexion. She was last seen wearing a light green romper suit with a black laced up sandal. Now, anyone seen Shamika or has any information about her whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Central Police Station at 440-2245. You may also call CID at 440-3921. Police Emergency at 911. Police Hotline at 444-1958 or the nearest police station. Now, let's tell you a little bit about the police hotline. This is a number in which you can call. You don't have to say much about yourself. You don't have to say, hey, my name is so. You can just give them a tip. You know, say like you saw something and you don't want your identity to be revealed and so, and you just want to give them information. Now, that's the number that you call, and that they will be able to take your information and work on the information that you have given them. All right. So if you're not comfortable in calling the regular number, then you can always call that number, and somebody will speak with you and will assist you, or you at least will assist them in solving whatever crime. And so, not only for the missing persons, but for other matters as well, you can call the same hotline number. All right. Now, how are we looking for time? We are moving on. Again, let me just give you a closer look at her. All right. Take a close look. No comments. Audio, no comments. Just take a look and see if you see. All right. No. Right. We are trying to finish the program early tonight. You know, I'm going to take an early rest. I think I'm very tired. You know, yeah, boy, fatigued. If I may say that. What? Yeah, boy, all the boy driving today and almost fall asleep. You want to like a rest. Earlier. Just when you think it is all over, a travel agency is accusing the promoter of a failed reggae show earlier in the month of issuing a check as payment for tickets on behalf of the singer the singer's manager, and 6 of his band members. Hold on. They're saying that the said check received for the purchase of plane tickets for these members returned because of insufficient funds in that account. The promoter is being accused of issuing what we call a bounced check in the amount of 9,600 EC dollars. We're moving on. So in other words, the travel agency has complained, and then people wanted money, and just when you thought you have heard it all, now the promoter is being accused of issuing a bounced check to the travel agency. Now, on the brighter side of things, we want to introduce you to some beautiful ladies who are the queen contestants of this year's carnival. Here they are. Oh shoot, I should have got like a music, man. Mikey, your laps on the business. You should have like a music. Ladies and gentlemen, your contestants. Contestant number 1, representing the beautiful historic parish of St. Patrick, Miss Rihanna Scott, age 19. She will be representing. You have to go and support the lady on the business. Ladies and gentlemen, representing the Virgin Parish, who will soon receive its first ATM machine in history, is Miss St. David, Lindy Fortune, 20 years old. The Virgin Parish representative is hoping to take the crown to St. David. Yes? And moving on, we have representing Big Parish, where the jacks became scarce 2 months ago and I ain't come back yet, is Miss St. Andrew Kishona Alexander, 20 years old. We are moving on to the capital. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss St. George, where Sobeys seem to be the mayor. Here is Caroline Curtin, and she is 20 years old. She hopes to take the crown home. And we have representing the small parish of St. Mark, where the sun always sets beautifully. We have Miss Odessa Merriman, and she is 20 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, she represents St. Mark. And from the town that never sleeps, the parish with the town that never sleeps, we have Miss St. John, Miss Jessica Ferreira, and she's 20 years old, and she hopes to take the crown to go off to St. John for the first time in how long, boy? Was it since what? A couple years? Well, you know, a couple years. Well, we don't win the business. You know what I mean? Yes, well, that we are from, you know, I must stick with that one. That we are from. You understand? And from Carriacou and Petite Martinique, ladies and gentlemen, we have Carriacou. Look trouble. Next thing they say, Mikey Bass. When me Carriacou, look at me Carriacou here. Okay, our Carriacou contestant, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll for our Carriacou contestant, Chrisanne Isaac. She is 19 years old. When last Carriacou winning Crown boy? Alright. So ladies and gentlemen, these are your queen contestants for Spice Mass 2019. Bam bam, bam bam, bam bam, bam. Big good night shooting, what it is. Okay. I wonder who are back in, boy? Are back in? I like lead that talk there. Who are you supporting? Huh? Give me some names quick on the program. 2 seconds. Who are you supporting? Woo. I don't say nothing yet. Yeah, I mean, but wow. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. May the best woman win. Let's take it again. Here is your contestant. For those of you who want a final look, as the judges decide, you have a final look at the queen contestants. Contestant number 1, Miss Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Contestant number 2, Miss St. Andrew. Contestant number 3, Miss St. David. And contestant number 4, Miss St. George. Contestant number 5, Miss St. John. Contestant number 6, Miss St. Mark. Contestant number 7, Miss St. Patrick. Right. Let me behave, eh? Good. Somebody says, I'm feeling Miss St. Andrew. Somebody else says, I'm feeling Miss John. Miss St. John, sorry. I see some people saying, we are Carriacou, St. Patrick and St. David. Let me go. Woo, St. John. Woo, like with voting start, you know. Miss St. Patrick, big parish. Miss St. John, mommy, you too bias. Carriacou. All right, okay, so folks, we got the thing going, all right? Good. So we're moving on. Oh, yeah. How we looking? Good. We have a real thing to tell you about. Now, we are committed to telling you what's happening in Carriacou. All right? I know some of our listeners say, well, that quite Carriacou, what I have to do with me? We're telling you because Carriacou is part of Grenada. And we were telling you that they have started setting up fiber optic cables in Carriacou. Now, they have just been doing a lot of that work here in Grenada, but Carriacou is not being left out. You understand? And I like how we're moving. The fiber is like high speed internet, super high speed internet, and Carriacou will be the beneficiary of that. Here's a special report.
The fiber optic cables which would connect the islands with high-speed internet arrived in Carriacou. The laying of the cables is done under the Caribbean Regional Communications Infrastructure Program, CARCIP. Honorable Kindra Maturin Stewart, Minister for Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs and Local Government, at a press briefing last week said the cables will increase access to the people of Carriacou and Petite Martinique.
The current technology used for internet access in Carriacou and Petite Martinique as a result will be upgraded to high-speed broadband network, which will provide affordable connectivity to our islands. The fiber cable will increase access, and this will bring equity of access to broadband for the people of Carriacou and Petite Martinique and the Grenadine Islands. Today, as you know, the access to internet and telecommunication services is not only more expensive here in Carriacou and Petite Martinique, but it is also of a lower quality to that of Grenada. This fiber cable will change this and will act as the foundational access towards digital transformation for our island. So, high-speed internet access is coming to Carriacou.
The CARCIP project is a regional initiative that involves St. Lucia, Grenada, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It is financed by the World Bank. CARCIP has the ultimate goal of encouraging key stakeholders, including citizens, government agencies, among others, to embrace information communication technology, further improving and driving regional economic development with a significantly reduced cost and bolstered productivity. Upon completion of the project, government buildings in the first instance will be connected. The project is estimated to cost over $14.5 million.
All right, thank you very much, Kendall Mark from KOMG Productions. And we are now moving on. Unidentified male found dead with multiple gunshot wounds to the head in St. Lucia. We're going to talk about that. The whole scenario with this visitor in Barbados. This man says you could pay him millions of dollars. Millions, he says. He will never go back to Barbados again. He's a British man. You understand? He says he wants it to be known that you can offer him as much as you want, not no go so. As much money as you could possibly come up with, you don't want it. You're not going back in them people place. Also, a 6-year program is coming to an end here in Grenada, and we will tell you about that in a moment as well. So we have quite a few things to tell you about. We have the hot list too. So I want all to brace yourself, take a little drink of water, drink a little Coke or something like that, because I want to take a quick break and come back with more. And listen, don't go away. A quick break. Eat quick.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
For me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Experience convenient and affordable learning with online and blended higher education programs from the UWI Open Campus. Access our quality assured degrees, diplomas, and continuing and professional education programs at a pace designed to suit your lifestyle. Ask about our prior learning assessment, which credits previous learning experience and fast tracks the completion of your degree. Own your future. Apply today. For more information, visit www.open.uwi.edu. The UWI Open Campus, opening doors to life-changing learning.
The Courts 3D event is finally here. Don't miss the biggest sale event of the season with 3 days of digital deals from May 23rd to 25th. Get great savings on all digital products, including laptops, tablets, phones, and accessories. And what's more, shop with Ready Finance and pay absolutely nothing for 30 days. So come into Courts or visit shopcourts.com and get the latest in technology. Hurry, it's 3 days only. Courts, bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Grenada is the place to be June 7th to 9th for the Grenada Music Festival 2019, featuring the legendary Freddie Jackson, the talented Carrie Hilson, Eddie Bullen from Canada, Busy Signal, Maxi Priest, Kimani Marley, Patrice Roberts, Hedison John, Blacks and the All-Stars, Wasways, and more. 3 nights of amazing music and great food. GMF 2019, June 7th to 9th, Quarantine Park, Grenada. Tickets available online at gotofet.com. Book your flights today.
We all look forward to our retirement, enjoying our golden years with family, friends, and loved ones. The best way to secure an income during retirement is through investments, savings, and an NIS pension. Thanks to improvements in healthcare, Grenadians are living longer, healthier lives. These years also need to be covered by a pension to guarantee a comfortable life. Today you contribute 9% and retire at age 60. But as benefit expenses continue to rise, and with longer lifespans, the NIS won't be able to provide pensions and other social security benefits at this rate. To continue providing benefits, the NIS will need to increase the contribution rate from 9% to 11%, a 2% overall increase shared between you and your employer. The retirement age will gradually increase from 60 to 65 over an extended period. Let's put this into perspective. If you earn $1,500 today, your contribution is $60 and your employer pays $75. With a 2% increase shared between you and your employer, you'll now pay $75 and your employer will pay $90. That's only a $15 increase, These are the types of social security changes being made worldwide. In fact, Grenada has one of the lowest pension age and contribution rate in the region. With these small changes, you'll be able to continue enjoying all social security benefits and retire between age 60 and 65 with the guarantee of a pension from the NIS. If these adjustments aren't made now, then by 2035, the NIS will need to increase your contribution rate to 22.5%. So, what can you do? Support the incremental changes and continue with the solidarity of the Grenadian people. A little change today for a convenient, happy future.
All right, folks, thank you very much. All right, good. All right, now we are moving on. So we're going to tell you about the Barbados man in a while, right? But very interesting story. It's going to be the next story. But what we're going to tell you about now is that there's a sleepy village in St. Lucia that has been awoken to some really bad news that there was a young man unknown to the villagers that was found dead on the road. All right, they say that the body was found by villagers, and that police are actually doing their investigations into finding out the identity of the man and so on. But we have a report to give you, and that comes from the HTS News Force there in St. Lucia. Here's that special report.
The gruesome discovery of a dead body lying on the road about a mile south of the village of Ancillary was made in the dead of night, mere minutes from midnight. The body of the young male had the hallmarks of an execution. There were 3 bullet holes to the back of the head. The stream of blood suggests that he may have been shot at that spot. By daylight, with the harmless boa constrictor ringed around his neck, this licensed snake man, as he is known, says he fears for the reputation of the area where he plies his trade.
I come and hustle, do my hustle. A taxi driver tell me, well, they killed somebody there, just by that cashew tree there. I tell the driver, well, that's true, and I didn't know that. So as you tell me that, well, I kind of afraid of that because that is a place people killing people now. So I have to be careful because that is where I make my daily bread. So I have to watch myself since when I come here, since I go have to come here with my cutlass or my knife for me to protect myself because that is where tourists stop in also.
But who is this latest homicide victim? Police are yet to confirm, though they are following some promising leads. Unconfirmed reports suggest the man is a St. Lucian from the community of Babonneau who's spent the last few years in Martinique. He is St. Lucia's 15th homicide victim for 2019. Stanley Lucian for the HTS News Force.
Thank you very much, Stanley, on this one, all right? Yes. Olio, so there's this British man who went to Barbados, and similar to the story that you heard, oh boy. So, anyway, let's get to it. This man says, I would never come back to Barbados in my life. So you could not pay me $10 million. Pounds, actually. I've been abused and discriminated against. It is disgusting. 44-year-old managing director. He was staying at Sandals Royal in Dover, Christchurch. You understand? He's from England. They say he was looking back at the events that led to him appearing in a district magistrate's court on Monday. And yesterday, he had pleaded guilty to assaulting a woman and resisting arrest. All happened on May 19. He was remanded to prison, you know. Now, when he returned to court, it was reprimanded and discharged. All right, they told him that he was free to go. James is his name, you know. This was his first visit to the island. And they say that he left the island today. They say his release was due in no small measure to some closed-circuit television and footage, CCTV footage of the incident which occurred. All right? They say it happened at a service station. He said that he had been warned about the local women. You understand? But he don't pay that no mind. He said they out to trap white men. He said his scenario was a perfect example of that. He said he thanked God for the technology. You understand? That will later see him being released. Huh? He said they told him to just plead guilty because it was a misdemeanor. Next thing you know, the man plead guilty, jailing Lili Lolo, and making it up. He said they told him just plead guilty, you know, so it don't hold up the process. He said when he plead guilty, jail, they put him in the lockup. He said when he come out in the teller, they give him Bajan money. What are you doing with the Bajan money? Alright, so you see this woman just come and ask him for money. He give her money, you know. Then he say he go and buy like a drink and something. So and then she was there when he hand and cigarette when he hand them. He say it was that motion that she said that he touched her butt. You understand? He touched her butt and thing. And this man said just one thing just led to the next, and it's just one bacchanal after the next, and then yeah. Right now that man trending, you know. So he say you could pay him £10 million. He's not going back to Barbados. Earlier, on a matter of gratitude, be grateful, right? And on a matter of gratitude, and as a matter of principle, I am telling you the next story. It's not no hot story for all you. You know, no bacchanal. Cause no other like bacchanal. I see you lose your status, gal. I see you get downgraded. All who complaining about this and that are talking to Facebook. I see in Facebook, the people who trying to put on the business, who trying to put me out of business, we go handle them differently. You understand? Alright. Yeah, go talk to Zuckerberg. Anyway. Now, there was a program called ICAS that has been in Grenada for the past 6 years. They have spent just around $20 million in developing several sectors, several areas of Grenada. The program has come to an end. The ICAS program. You heard about it before? So, yesterday there was an official closing ceremony of the Integrated Climate Change Adaptation Strategies Program. You know it as ICAS. $20 million by the German Federal Ministry for the Environment, Nature Conservation and Nuclear Safety under its International Climate Initiative. They say it has been running in Grenada since April of 2013. Has been jointly implemented by the Environment Division, GIZ, and and until July 2018, also the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. They say that the program really aimed at increasing Grenada's resilience to climate change. You understand? Among other things. Folks, we want to, at this moment, highlight the impact of the ICAS program on Grenada and the several sectors in which it was involved in.
6 years of ICAS, hundreds of participants, many stories to tell. We have invited a few stakeholders to share what ICAS was for them. And this is what they had to say.
My name is George Glod and I am the president of TEDCO in Telescope, and I think that the ICAS project is a very good initiative undertaken by the government of Germany and the Grenada nationals, and that in turn gives me the opportunity to be the president of TEDCO to really make a difference in my community.
TM Marisho Community College benefited from the integrated climate change adaptation strategies in two main ways. One, we worked with the GIZ and the project, the ICAS project, to develop training modules for the delivery of biogas training. And the second benefit was from receiving from the ICAS project a biogas digester that is installed at our agricultural station in St. Andrew, the Maribor Farm School, where we actually use that system to train communities and our students in biogas system.
My name's Russ Fielden. I'm representing the GHTA and True Blue Bay Resort. ICAS to us was a very important project. For many years, the Grand Tang has been a tourist attraction, but really with very few attractions other than the lake up there. And ICAS have created a situation whereby not only can we improve the water quality and the water supply to the southern part of Grenada, but we also make it into a serious tourist attraction with paths and other facilities available up there. It's a wonderful attraction that we have in Grenada that is highly underutilized at the moment, and the funding that's been made available and the efforts that GIZ have put into this particular project will no doubt over the years be really beneficial to the country and to the tourism product.
Public awareness with the communities of Poultry and Tivoli and Belmont, looking at what they must do, because that area is an important watershed area. And we are trying to get our communities to be mindful of the fact that that's where the water comes from. And more importantly, it was a river where the titiri go up to spawn. And the community was talking about the decline of the titiri species that comes out at the mouth of the river. So yeah, GIZ helped us with ICAS.
The Extension Division is eternally grateful to the ICAS project for the assistance rendered to the extension officers and the farmers of the agricultural community. During the life of the project, a number of training exercises were held on climate smart agriculture in the 4 agricultural districts, the north, south, east and west. In fact, the last one was held on the 8th of May that looked at composting and mulching for a farm that is around 90 acres that does purely organic farming. And so we are very thankful for the project, for all the assistance that they would have rendered for the extension officers and the farmers of Grenada.
Well, basically, ICAS gave us an opportunity to associate real-life experiences with what is happening with us today as it relates to the climate. The students had the opportunity to go out in the field. They were like investigators, etc. And that is what teaching and learning is all about. Today they are able to associate whatever we experience with climate, whatever changes we are having. We know in particular students are able to relate to what is happening because they had the opportunity to go out to experiment. And of course we know that once persons do experiment, it remains with them for a lifetime.
ICAS has played a major role in shaping the future of Grenada's water sector. In education, they've supported the Water Wars program, which provides education for the youth of the country in water and climate change related issues, all aimed at improving their habits and uses of water, factoring in the likely effects of climate change. ICAS provided a major support for Grenada accessing the Green Climate Fund and earning the approval of the $125 million G-Cruise project, which provides the investments needed to take Grenada forward, specifically focusing a lot on the areas of storage, both raw water storage and treated water storage. These are all aimed at really mitigating the effects of the climate change during both cycles of the year.
Alright, so I'll give them a clap. You know, they've been around and they have done so much for us, and now they're leaving. The program is closing, and I thought it's only fitting to give them 5 minutes of our time. Alright, give them a clap. Alright, Grenada appreciates what you have done for us, and of course, do come back again. You know what I mean? Come back again, if you know what I mean. Although, how are we looking for time? So Shireen and them lose their status. Well, all you know, if all you want to maintain all the status, behave all yourself. You understand? All haunted too much. You understand? If all behave all yourself, that'll happen. You understand? Yes. All you. Alright, so how we looking? We have a real thing to tell all about, you know. We have some cases in terms of sex-related cases that we're working on, and we hope to tell you about it tomorrow. Who stepfather interfering with this and that. I mean, just when you think you know more that to deal with, it gets worse. All right, so we're just working on those cases before we can tell you about it. All right, and all you, don't forget the hot list. Okay, please call the number. Those of you who know these people, ask them to call the number. All right. That's 420-8226, 420-8226. All right. The following persons: Garvey McPhee, Loreto Grove Estate, St. John, Kelson and Kellon Ogis, Lamode, St. Patrick, as well as Kesia, Strand, Wester Hall, Byron Frank Vendom, Glen Canhai, Post Royal St. Andrew, Errol McEwen, Carrier, St. Andrew, Randolph Pope, River Sally, St. Patrick, Alicia Joseph, River Road, St. George, Kareem, St. Louis, Laborie, Sheryland Johnson, Mardi Gras, Joshua Wilson, Mount Craven, St. Patrick, Suzanne Samuel Andrew, Caruth, St. Andrew, Don Shell Lewis, Paraclete, also the John Philip Grand Roy, Linus Charles is from Latant, Omega Antoine, Marley, St. David, or Mondeli, St. George, Shakira, Maxine, Frequente, as well as Renisha Regis, Lamode, or Molinaire, Urban George Sharp, Tibaid, Sheldon James, Lamode, and Tillet, Maxine, Woodlands, and Damia, Gilliam, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, you know, Snow Corner. All you guys, you're asked to please call the number again, 420-8226, or if you know them, please ask them to call that number. We're coming back with the national report.
We all look forward to our retirement, enjoying our golden years with family, friends, and loved ones. The best way to secure an income during retirement is through investments, savings, and an NIS pension. Thanks to improvements in healthcare, Grenadians are living longer, healthier lives. These years also need to be covered by a pension to guarantee a comfortable life. Today you contribute 9% and retire at age 60. But as benefit expenses continue to rise, and with longer lifespans, the NIS won't be able to provide pensions and other social security benefits at this rate. To continue providing benefits, the NIS will need to increase the contribution rate from 9% to 11%, a 2% overall increase shared between you and your employer. The retirement age will gradually increase from 60 to 65 over an extended period. Let's put this into perspective. If you earn $1,500 today, your contribution is $60 and your employer pays $75. With a 2% increase shared between you and your employer, you'll now pay $75 and your employer will pay $90. That's only a $15 increase. These are the types of social security changes being made worldwide. In fact, Grenada has one of the lowest pension age and contribution rates in the region. With these small changes, you'll be able to continue enjoying all social security benefits and retire between age 60 and 65 with the guarantee of a pension from the NIS. If these adjustments aren't made now, then by 2035, the NIS will need to increase your contribution rate to 22.5%. So, what can you do? Support the incremental changes and continue with the solidarity of the Grenadian people. A little change today for a convenient, happy future.
Thank you. And Mount Camel Falls, I did promise some credit. So Mount Camel Fall, Charles, you have won yourself some free credit on the program. Shomin Bihari, you too have won yourself some credit on the program. And Clesilda Stanislaus, you have won yourself some free credit. All three of you, please send me your number and you'll get some credit. Tomorrow probably we'll give away some more credit on the program we've got for you right now, the National Report.
And more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Wednesday, May 22nd, I am Rakisha St. Louis. A boost to the housing stock in St. John with the planned construction of low-income housing units in the parish. 2 sites have already been located and visits were recently made. Public Relations Officer for the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, Delroy Louison, reports.
Parliamentary representative for the St. John constituency, Honorable Alvin Dabrio, says a low-income housing project is long overdue for his parish. The MP, accompanied by his colleague, Housing Minister, the Honorable Delma Thomas, and officials from the Housing Authority, recently visited 2 sites in 2 different villages for the proposed project. They include Power Park in the Black Bay area and Stony Gut in Guelph St. John. Presently, St. John is the only parish without a housing project, and the MP says this will soon be a thing of the past. According to MP Dabrio, as opposed to having 1 project in the parish, the pie will be sliced, utilizing both areas identified for the units, which will cater to both the northern and southern ends of St. John.
Today is a very happy day for me. It comes after many years, as the Minister for Housing says, of clamoring and fighting so that at least we in St. John's would see the benefit of having a housing scheme, because we are the only parish or constituency that have not been the beneficiary of a housing scheme, so that we have great need for housing in this constituency. So the start of 20 units in Guelph and 10 units in Black Bay for the south of the constituents is a very good start.
According to the parliamentary representative, this is the first phase of the project, and he will be working towards further enhancing the housing stock in the parish.
We are able to at least try to help people do minor repairs and so, but at least at this time we would be able to have a whole house, so some people that really need it would get it. And as I said, this is the first phase. I will not be resting after this until we have at least 100 units in St. John's.
Housing Minister the Honorable Delma Thomas says work will soon begin on the housing project.
The Housing Authority will have to take up from it, so we'll have to give them all the plans and all that, and they already have the money. So money is not an issue. The issue is drawing the plan, getting approval from planning. Those processes may take a little time, not too much time, because I believe we have to push to get it going forward. As I said sometime before, I'm hoping to see the sword turning ceremony before the end of the year. So I'm hoping that and pushing that everything will happen before the end of the year, and we could see the sword turning ceremony and boots on the ground, so that the people of St. John's can be happy and their parliamentary representative will also be happy, and therefore we will have an ease at the level of the cabinet.
Over 1 million EC dollars has been secured for the project, which will be constructed by the Housing Authority of Grenada. For the National Report, I'm Delroy Louison.
Thank you, Delroy. Grenada's Prime Minister says Caribbean leaders are prepared to take the lead on the politics, economics and impacts of climate change, taking their concerns into the halls of power, whether in New York, Washington, London, Brussels, Berlin, Moscow, Delhi or Beijing. In an article published on CNN's website, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell adds that the Caribbean will lead on setting targets that are in line with a safer planet, in line with the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change 1.5 degrees Celsius report published last year and the recently published. For us in the islands, Dr. Mitchell says climate change is indeed an existential threat, and now is the time for cool heads, wise heads to build a better future for this generation and generations to come. The article states that during this year's UN Climate Summit in September, leaders from the Caribbean will be sure to present goals and ideas of how to tackle this crisis. September, his article adds, will be the time for governments to come with a strategy to the UN Climate Summit. This strategy must include a way to peak global emissions by 2020, to avoid overshoot of the 1.5 degrees Celsius target, to reduce emissions by 50% by 2030, and to reach net zero emissions by 2050. Dr. Mitchell says our message to our fellow leaders is simple. Come to New York with a plan to raise your target. This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break.
The world's debt is 184 trillion US dollars. That's about 86,000 US dollars per person. Join Linda Tessar, the Central Bank of Barbados 2019 Distinguished Visiting Fellow for the 6th edition of the Caribbean Economic Forum, as she helps us understand just how in a world of rising debt, we in the Caribbean can stay afloat. Follow this important live broadcast of the 6th Caribbean Economic Forum on social media and on radio and television in Barbados and across the region. Thursday, May 23rd at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. in Jamaica. Visit www.centralbank.org.bb for more information.
Welcome back. Grenada is participating in the inaugural Caribbean Youth Forum on Drug Use Prevention in Barbados, organized by the Inter-American Drug Abuse Control Commission. The forum is geared towards promoting youth leadership in the drug demand reduction. It engages youth leaders in the 18 to 25 age group in seminars and assignments to strategize measures that can be implemented within schools and communities to reduce drug use. Head of the Drug Control Unit, Dave Alexander, says the forum will be done in 3 phases.
They would be involved primarily to prepare for the major forum in October 2019. So there are a number of assignments that they would have to complete as part of this first phase. Also, they would be divided into various groups, and each group would be headed by a team leader who would be responsible for conducting various aspects of that major forum in October 2019.
Grenada's Youth Ambassador Alternate, Joshua St. Bernard, will collaborate with his colleagues at the end of the 3-day forum to formulate the national project.
The ultimate goal on his return will be to meet with the other team of persons that we would have put together to work on the Grenada leg, which will be Miss Melissa Forrester, Miss Kadina Noel, Mr. Jason Clark, and himself, Mr. Joshua St. Bernard, who will make up a team of 4 persons, both CARICOM Youth Ambassadors and CARICOM Youth Ambassadors alternates, who will then work on an action plan and proposal as it relates to coming up with a project that will address the use of drugs among our young people in Grenada that will then be implemented throughout the state of Grenada.
That was Youth Coordinator Royden Bihari. The Ministries of Education and Youth Development will lend support to the Grenada team to meet the October deadline for project implementation. Alexander says the project will be low cost, which will require no funding.
It's not a large-scale project. It's something that we just implemented within a few days or a couple of weeks. Okay, low budget, low cost. It's not anything that will involve significant funding. It will be activities that could be conducted, as I said, with very little funding, and in some cases possibly no funding, or within existing projects that are being implemented in the communities.
Finally, Grenada has used the observance of International Day for Biological Diversity on Wednesday to raise awareness on the subject of biodiversity. This day is celebrated under the theme, Our Biodiversity, Our Food, Our Health. Biological diversity is seen as vital for human health and well-being. Minister with responsibility for disaster management and information, Senator the Honorable Dr. Winston Garwe, planted a mangrove tree to show his support for Biological Diversity Flagship Day. Head of the Environment Division in the Ministry of Climate Resilience, Aria St. Louis, who visited popular mangrove area Woburn Lookout, says that she is delighted to also raise awareness on biodiversity in Grenada.
Biological diversity means simply the plants and animals on the planet. The theme for this year centers on biodiversity or food or health. And what they have chosen to highlight is the importance of plants that we eat and animals that we eat and how that affects our health. The more we take care of the plants and animals on the planet and the ecosystems that they belong to, is the better quality and higher nutritional value of the food that we will have putting into our bodies, and from that, building and repair of muscles, mental acuity will all be increased. So what has been recognized and what they wanted to highlight today was the link between biological diversity and the plants and animals that we depend upon for our food security.
Mangroves are now high.
Thank you very much, Aria, and thank you very much, guys, for the national report. We are going to have another national report for you tomorrow, God's willing. And for tonight, winds are expected to be at around 14 miles per hour, and that will be 23 kilometers per hour. Humidity 79%, precipitation 0%. And of course, we see that the temperature, you know what, it's been kind of warm these days in the range of 26 degrees Celsius at night. So let's hope that it gets a little cooler, you know, in the next few. All right, guys. So that's it for tonight. We're going to have another program for you tomorrow, God's willing. And of course, free credit again. Once we have to rush at the end of the program, more free credit for you guys. All right. So we want to say thank you to everyone for being on the program. And let me just say hello to Zaka, Trevelin, you know, the regular people, Mount Carmel, Rose, who else is with us? Rolanda, and the whole crew, Hazel, and everyone else, Ala, Deslin. Alright, and never, alright, who, Deslin? Deslin, you never win everything? Alright, so if you're on the program tomorrow, Deslin, automatically, you win credit. Automatically once you come back on the program tomorrow, right? So guys, we have run out of time. Thank you again for joining us. May God bless you. I, Camille, and everyone else, Joyous, Angel, Allah, and everyone else, Ezran, thank you guys again, and we will have a great night tomorrow, God's willing. Again, we have real things working on for you. All right, guys, let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we all say Ja. No. Good night, everyone.